This is the last episode.
What is going on, everybody?
Feel special,
Thank you very much for joining me for dinner. So I finally was able to go to the Chinese restaurant in town.
We were treated to an amazing scene where we watched one bad actress play two shitty roles at once. It then deteriorates into another fight scene where all of a sudden Osha is on the same level as May, who trained her entire life when it comes to martial arts and hand-to-hand.
Right.
This show is so predictable that
I've been there before.
There's a split second where
but it's been quite a while.
Jedi showing up. Of course, May
and the first time
she's a ninja, you know.
I've been able to do a video from
Soul.
their delicious
How did she get to him so quickly? Who knows and who cares?
Place of
she easily throws away his lightsaber that hits a rock and breaks like glass. Alright, let me get this straight. The guy who could clearly kill her with the greatest of ease couldn't beat Soul. But somehow, she beat Soul instant. I think earlier in the show that old whizzing creature in the background is supposed to be Darth Plagueis or something, but none of this matters. Who cares?
It don't matter. None of this matters.
Osha overhears Soul admit to killing her mother. She then force chokes Soul with no training. I immediately experienced PTSD where I remembered the first scene of Force Awakens when Rey could use the Jedi mind trick without training.
Drop your weapons.
It's okay that we're here.
It's okay that you're here. It's good.
That's when I knew a woman was in charge. But anyway, she's so upset by all of this. She squeezes the lightsaber and her blood turns the blue crystal red. Brilliant writing. Everyone knows red with blue creates purple, but I guess Leslie Headland missed that day in pre-K. Soul's entire motivation for all of this stupid shit was because he loved Osha. From the moment he saw her.
General Tso's chicken.
We unpacked it. And I'm not going over how this shit's all over established lore of the Jedi Order. All the Jedis in this show are either emotionally weak or they look like they couldn't fight a cold. I just can't do this anymore. I'm so glad it's over. I hate this show. It's just objectively bad and there's no way around that. Leslie Headland's wife, who plays the Jedi Master, whose name I don't remember, you don't care. She hears echoes in the Force, which is cool because now she knows exactly what happened without anyone ever telling her. Amazing. Osha then obviously accepts training to become a Dark Jedi. Her sister gets her mind wiped so that the Jedi can never find her. Yeah, sure. That worked real well for Dark Revan and Knights of the Old Republic, where Leslie Headland got this idea from. Now May has the mind of an 8-year-old.
Your last memory is from when you were 8 years old.
Once again, this is top-tier writing. If they get a season 2, they will undoubtedly help May get her memory back. She'll train to become a Jedi and try to save her sister. That's where this is all going, if they're given the money to burn for it. The plot is pretty much ripped from Knights of the Old Republic, because Leslie Headland has no ideas of her own, really. The Jedi have to report back to some assholes, alright? Where they hide another tragic event because the Jedi need to maintain power. They're as unscrupulous as politicians. And I knew that they would drag out Master Yoda at the end of this episode, because what else are they going to do? They need to try and get you interested in Season 2. And on that note, I hope this show never gets a Season 2. I am so sick of Star Wars being a hot, steamy turd. Everyone involved in this should be ashamed for this poorly written mess. With so many characters whose motivations make no sense, whose allegiances change with the blowing of the winds. The Sith guy kills all of Osha's friends within a 6-hour time span. She's totally cool with him and ready to hook up with him. Soul kills her mother 15 years ago, and she has to have revenge in that very moment. Whatever, ugh. This is a muddled mess, a poorly thought out drama wearing Star Wars as a skin suit, praying to Christ that it will be just enough to carry it to a second season, where Leslie Headland can pretend that this was a huge win for her resume. Then in future interviews when she's hired to direct some other piece of shit, someone will go, Leslie Headland, the co-creator of Russian Dolls and the creator of the most inclusive Star Wars that broke new grounds. I'm done. I'm going to bed. Don't waste your time watching the Afterlife. It's just another nail in the coffin of Star Wars. If only they would be so kind as to let it die, but they keep digging up its corpse and parading it around for another shitty adaptation or reimagining, spearheaded by some woman who thinks she knows best. But if she really...
It is a shame. to see what they're doing to Star Wars.
Here's the thing, aging begins in yourself. Supporting yourself.
I was okay with, the newer movies. They weren't too bad. They were serviceable. With this new stuff, it just stinks. Oh man, holy crap.
But Joe Biden and the liberal media, well, they're not having any of it. And neither is Jesse. The president blasted Donald Trump's speech, calling it, quote, a dark vision for the future that is not who we are as Americans. And the left-wing press is not feeling it either.
This came in over an hour and a half long. This was a Fidel Castro kind of experience.
It's after midnight on the East Coast. People are asleep. They are tired. It was a long, rambling speech.
I was raised Catholic. I'm a Christian girl. This assassination attempt. And you say something like God was watching me. That is a very unchristian thing to say because it's very narcissistic.
It was a remarkably long acceptance speech, Sheikh, and a remarkably dishonest acceptance speech. He's a narcissist. These are the DSM-5 criteria for narcissistic personality disorder.
It's too bad. The bandage was just over his ear. It should have been over his mouth.
Mr. Comparator.
Exactly. Comparator, yeah.
Comparator. I was sickened by them using him as a prop, his firefighter jacket.
Donald Trump said he wants prosperity and freedom for every race, religion, color, and creed. But right before the speech, MSNBC's Joy Reid was attacking black MAGA supporters.
It's rooted in returning white Christian men, but also white adjacent men,
Right.
black men, brown men who are like white adjacent in terms of trying to also be in that dominant position in society. And then you have women who are willing to go along with that, right? There are a certain number of women who are also willing, the trad wife sort of thing.
Judge, we were just commenting here about their fake set. We are indeed in New York City now.
Yes, we are.
For those viewers at home. Judge, any of those, take it away.
Well, when Joy Behar Howard says, I'm tongue-tied with it.
Crazy, man.
I'm Catholic, and when something happens to you, you say, God was watching me. It's a very unchristian-like thing to say. I wonder, what Catholic school did you go to? Because I went to St. Peter and Paul's, and then I went to Notre Dame, and I sang in the choir and all that jazz. But yeah, I was alto, as you can tell. But I mean, it's just so disrespectful. And the truth is that to me, the speech was about transcending all of the things. It wasn't about mortality. It was about, to so many Americans, it went beyond that. It was about fate. It was about divine intervention. People felt that it was something more than just, a normal day where the president, fortunately, wasn't killed. And whatever you want to call it, don't call it an insult because you said
all right, guys.
God was watching over us. I hope that God watches over us.
If you made it to this point, thank you kindly for sticking around while I stuff my face. Otherwise, take it easy, and as always, guys, I'll catch you in the next video.
I hope he's watching over us right now. It's basic gratitude.